brought you to Lowell High School and as
Well,
the
actually,
headmaster?
For 3 years before I became headmaster, I was the master of the high school. But prior to that, I was out of central office. I was the K-12 social studies coordinator. And during those times, I mean, I was working with the university, helping with them with their leadership program with our school system, where the principals, department heads, coordinators would go once a month to, work on our leadership skills. And that's part of the history of the connection with the university, and the school department. So, I mean, if you look at it, what I've been pleased about is being part of a system where I've been able to receive, we'll say, academic help as an individual myself, leadership workshops, and that type of support. But more important, as I became headmaster of the high school, to be able to offer almost the same opportunities that I was getting to our students. And I think that's where the university is coming from. I should also point that this school is now broken up into a lot of academies. We have academies like the Communications Academy. We have our own TV studio, which is very successful, hospitality program, different type of things like that, health and bioscience. And this was all the result of an initiative with the University of Lowell, where the university actually funded the research into developing smaller school concepts at the high school. So do you understand my enthusiasm about the support from the university? This high school, which is an urban high school, which has the problems of an urban high school, is probably touted as one of the best urban high schools in the state. I remember having the commissioner here, and I said, I think we have a good urban high school. And he just looked at us, Commissioner Driscoll, when one of our teachers was receiving an award. He said, no, this is a good high school. And you can't be a good high school if you don't get support. So we've been blessed with support from the Lowell Plan, MCC, Middlesex Community College, and the university, at that level, the university level, it changes everything.
Right.
Because when students look at coming to Lowell High School, I can say to parents, you also have an opportunity, if your child has the academic skills, to be in a university doing well, and get that practice before your children go on to school. And that's it's a great selling device. I mean, because the thing is, I'm competitive today. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many private schools, charter schools,
Right.
and all of this. I mean, why would you send your child to Lowell High School? What's the reason? And the reason would be opportunity.
Right.
And so the university gives us a flexibility that a lot of high schools in the area don't have because they're of distance.
Right.
Because, I can turn out and look up the window and basically see, the start of the university. That's important.
Now, as headmaster, you come in contact with students on a daily basis. Can you give us an anecdote of like your school days and how you have maybe taken something of your own past and used it as headmaster?
Actually, when I graduated from Lowell High School, the one thing when I went to Boston University, I recall being very quiet because when I was in class, I was in class with a lot of students from private schools. And they were so self-assured, okay? And I felt, I'm not in this league. But after about 2 months, I said, wait a minute, I'm as smart as these people. But I didn't have the skills to speak up, okay? So some of the things that we've done at the university, when we say take something of yourself, I have like a headmaster's cabinet. It's made up of about 50 students, freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors that I meet with on a monthly basis just to talk about what the needs are of the school, but have them to speak up and do that. So we have our student government. We have a lot of initiatives in this high school that get kids involved, okay, and also get them to, be involved and speak up on issues. That's what we've done with the academy. So you just said, what do you bring to yourself, from yourself? Well, I went to a school and I was reluctant to speak up because I didn't practice it. So we try to get as many students as we can involved in speaking out. And they do. Sometimes I like it, I have to say. Sometimes I may not like it.
That's great.
You speak up.
So you graduated from Lowell High.
Yes.
We won't say what year.
No. I'll
But-
say one cute story. I'm walking by, and they had some old pictures of the boy officers cadet, which I was part of. And the young girl looked at it, she looked at the date, she looked at me, she said, "My God, my mother wasn't born." So I personalized that.
So we do have to wrap it up, but I would like to just, if we could talk for a minute about any future plans as far as any changes or what you see for the future as far as
All right.
partnerships with the university or...
Talking with some of the leadership, at the university, such as Dr. Spironis and Dean Pearson, all who have been very supportive of this high school. The provost, he opened, Dr. Woody opened our first day of school, speaking to our teachers, to explain to our teachers, and this was very powerful, having the provost here on the opening day to say, "We're your partners," and that was wonderful. And we have a campaign for educational excellence in which we're raising money for student scholarship money. And I'm talking with the people at the university about tying in scholarship, the raising of scholarship funds with the university and the high school, so more and more students could have the opportunity to go to the university but have their tuition paid. So that's the next adventure, so to speak.
Every child in a bad situation must be given a better choice, because when it comes to our children, failure is simply not an option. I refuse to leave any child behind in America.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Today's youth are tomorrow's leaders. To seal the government's commitment that all United States children should receive a high-quality education, the No Child Left Behind Act was passed in 2002. The Act promised to establish higher standards and greater accountability throughout the nation's school systems. Now, 4 years later, with the greater minority dropout rate and less than 12% of eligible students receiving tutoring, skeptics are saying that the No Child Left Behind Act is ineffective. But what about here in Lowell? The Lowell Public School System educates 16,000 students in 28 different public school sites. The No Child Left Behind Act contains a wealth of information, the document itself being over 2 inches thick.
And just the paperwork trail. It's an enormous amount of paperwork that must be documented. Everything from test scores, there are all different types of assessments that are done throughout the year on students.
It's difficult to imagine managing and keeping track of all this information. One way of staying organized are the MCAS, which measures the students, and the school report cards, which measures the schools. Paul Francona, a teacher at Lowell High School, says,
They are very careful about things like the report card for the school system that was recently distributed. With the envelopes and the explanations and, the ratings of the teachers and statistics involving the school.
Both the MCAS and school report card information is updated each year and is available both online and at the superintendent